What is the price of a life? Not in pounds and pence, but in pain, in betrayal, in the sheer wreckage left behind. And who among us gets to be the judge, the jury, and, if the moment calls for it, the executioner? This isn't a philosophical debate from a dusty textbook. This is the gut-wrenching reality John Sugden faced in the pouring rain, surrounded by mud and metal, staring at the man who shattered his world. This is the story of a single, silent decision that changes everything. Welcome to the breakdown of the moment John left Mack to die. To understand the weight of John's choice, we cannot start with the car crash. We have to start with the emotional crash that preceded it. This wasn't just about two men in a vehicle. It was about two forces of nature colliding. Picture the context. Mack's actions led to the loss of baby Rose. He wasn't the direct cause, but his web of lies and irresponsible choices was the catalyst. For John and for Charity, Mack wasn't just a flawed man. He was the architect of their deepest grief. He was the reason the nursery was silent. Every glance at an empty crib, every unworn tiny sock, that pain was filtered through the prism of Mack's betrayal. So when their confrontation spilled out of the Woolpack and into that car, they weren't just arguing. They were hurling their grief at each other. The steering wheel wasn't being turned by hands, but by raw, unadulterated anguish. The crash wasn't an accident. It was the inevitable physical manifestation of their shattered lives. And when the world stopped spinning, and the only sound was the hiss of steam and the patter of rain, one man was unconscious, and one man was presented with a choice straight from a nightmare. Now, let's live in that moment with John. The initial panic, the adrenaline, the instinct to help another human being in peril. He stumbles out of the driver's side, his own body ringing with pain, and he sees Mack, bleeding, trapped, vulnerable. His hand might have even reached out, but then it stops. And for 90 seconds of sheer, deafening silence, a war rages inside John Sugden. It's a war between the man he is, the decent, hard-working farmer, the moral compass of his family, and the father he has become, a vessel of pure, righteous fury. We see it all on his face. The memory of his daughter's tears, the sound of Charity's wails, the future that was stolen. And in that moment, a terrifying thought emerges. This is justice. This is karma. The universe is handing you a solution. To call it a calculated decision would be wrong. It was a surrender. He surrendered his morality to his grief. He doesn't actively kill Mack. He simply lets nature take its course. He makes the conscious choice to do nothing. And in doing so, he does everything. He turns his back, and with every step he takes away from that wreckage, he leaves behind the man he thought he was. But here's the stunning twist the writers have masterfully given us. John isn't free. Walking away from that car didn't grant him peace. It built him a new prison. The walls aren't made of steel and concrete, but of silence and paranoia. Every police siren is a jolt to his heart. Every glance from Charity is a question he's terrified to answer. He carries the knowledge of what he did and what he didn't do like a lead weight in his soul. He has become the keeper of a secret that could destroy his relationship with the very woman he sought to avenge.
This is where the story becomes truly inspirational, in the darkest way. It's a shocking lesson in the burden of a guilty conscience. John believed that eliminating the source of his pain would end his suffering. Instead, he internalized it. He became the secret. He now has to look his family in the eye, knowing the truth that simmers beneath his own. His freedom was the ultimate life sentence. And the question is no longer, will he get caught, but can he even live with himself if he doesn't? As Mack fights for his life in hospital, unaware that his fate was sealed not by chance, but by choice, John walks through the village a free man. But is he? This single act has created a fault line that will split the Dingles and the Sugdens for generations. When, not if, the truth comes out, the explosion will make the car crash look like a fender bender. Can John's love for charity survive this? Or has he, in his quest for vengeance, destroyed the last good thing he had left? What would you have done in his shoes? Be honest in the comments below.